So yeah, big changes to the temple. I thought this was a good opportunity to maybe talk about some English related to current events. So I was thinking of what would help people learn English whilst talking about something that they enjoy, like Path of Exile. And I came up with the idea of maybe talking about different idioms, phrasal verbs, oxymorons, collocations, just anything to do with advanced English whilst playing Path of Exile. I don't think it really makes sense. Sorry, I'm trying to find the controller to change the light on my thing. I don't really think it makes sense to do any level except for advanced English, because if you're playing Path of Exile, chances are, and you're a non-native English speaker, chances are you're going to be at a certain level. You're not going to be a beginner playing this game in English. You might be a beginner English learner and playing it in a different language, but then you probably wouldn't be able to understand my videos. So, in light of recent events, GGG have nerfed the temple, and I was thinking, how would I explain this in English? What phrases or idioms would I use to describe the actions of GGG over the past 24 hours with their recent updates? And I can safely say that they have set the cat amongst the pigeons when it comes to this 0.4.0c update. The phrase set the cat amongst the pigeons, I mean, if you just picture that, it gives you an idea of what that's about and how much chaos that would cause. But that phrase is normally used to describe something that causes anger or frustration or chaos. You might say somebody who brought their girlfriend to a party, their ex-girlfriend to a party, has set the cat amongst the pigeons. Maybe the current girlfriend is there and the ex is there, I don't know. Then you could say they've set the cat amongst the pigeons. That's an example of how to use that phrase. I would definitely say that GGG have set the cat amongst the pigeons when it comes to the recent update. Hey Nat, hope you had a good new year. What's the new update? The new update is they've changed parts of the temple. So they've made it, we can read the patch updates. Let me find them, give me a second. They're only small, Robbie. I should have started with that actually, rather than going into English. I was just very excited to share some English related elements. So these are the patch updates. So they've added diminishing returns to the modifier values applied by rooms. It doesn't kick in unless you've got 4 or more given room type placed. So this is targeting people that have already got certain levels of temples set up or really well-built temples set up. So I don't think this affects the average player. But it does mean that I think the videos that I've been watching recently, somebody had said that PubGun was getting like 20 div per temple run or 20 to 30 div rather than 100 and 200 or something like that. But anyway, that's not for, I mean, I haven't got my temple finished, so that doesn't affect me. But it's this bit that's the real sticking point, which is, I don't know how to say this, Duatalotti's medallion can now only be placed on tier 3 rooms. So this will not be indicated in the medallion hover text for now, but it will be updated at a later time. So that just completely ruins any chance of being able to make anything. I don't know, I mean, the videos that I've watched, people have been saying that it's a huge nerf and it's just going to stop anybody from being able to make any temples going forward. But I'm not so sure yet, and I'm still going to keep trying to make a temple just to see what happens. Because I don't know if they've not mentioned it, but maybe they've buffed how frequent you get certain rooms or how frequent you get the medallion. I don't know, and until I try it or other people try it and people make videos about it, we won't know. But it doesn't sound very good at all. Okay. The rooms which bonuses are increased by Golem Works or Spy Master room types have been swapped. I don't really understand this because I haven't got to the point where I've been able to apply this, so I don't understand it from a tactile point of view. This is to promote different varieties of temple setups. Having the Legion barracks and spy master feed into themselves was resulting in very repetitive temple layouts. Again, I don't know what this means, but I think it's... I don't know. I mean, people seem okay about it. It seems like it's justified, this part. And then fix the bug introduced in a post 0.4 hotfix that caused temples to spawn more magic and rare monsters than intended. Fair enough. But the big one is this one. And that's what I mean about set the cat amongst the pigeons. Obviously very angry people, which is understandable to a certain degree. I wouldn't say I'm casual, but I wouldn't say I'm at the same league as most streamers. You know, I'm very slow. So even though I play a lot, I'm really, really slow at playing. And so I haven't managed to get my temple finished. And I've been playing a lot over the holidays. So I can't even imagine, you know, the amount of hours that other people might have put into this. And so all of that time just to, you know, have the rug pulled from under your feet, so to speak. That's another expression in English. And obviously, you know, everybody thought that they were going to be able to make a temple and farm some currency this league. And GGG have come along and just pulled the rug from under everyone's feet. So we can't do that anymore unless you've already got a temple built. That's the update, Robbie. We could say that they've done a botched job at fixing the temple. So if you botch it up, or if you do a botched job, it's basically implying that it's not very well done. So you fix something carelessly or to not a high standard. So you can also use it if you temporarily fix something. So as an example, you might have a leak in your roof and you might do a botched job at fixing that leak until you can afford somebody to come out and actually fix it correctly to a high standard. I would say that GGG has done a botched job at fixing the temple, shall we say? You know, like, I have no clue, but I personally think maybe, just maybe, some dev has hurriedly, you know, fixed or hotfixed the situation, and maybe Jonathan's not back from holiday yet, and hopefully Jonathan comes back, reverts it. To be honest, it doesn't make a massive difference to me right now, but it sounds like most people dislike it. Maybe because of this they'll change it back. You know, the amount of time that people will have put into this, and unless you're somebody like Fubgun or somebody that's like just for some reason doesn't need to eat, sleep or do anything except for play Path of Exile, I think you're going to feel like you've been duped. If people were getting 100 divs per temple run, then surely it's a good thing. 100 divs every 5 temple maps seems insane to me. 100%, Robbie, I'm with you on that. And I think most people, even the people that have got, you know, juiced temples, are not negating the fact that some of those nerfs needed to happen. It's just that one bit, Robbie, which is the changing the medallions to only be available for rooms that are tier 3. Just seems like it becomes incredibly difficult to hit those parameters, you know, because like you need to get a medallion that lets you upgrade your room to tier 3 before you can get the medallion that means that you can then lock it. So you'll have to farm those 2 medallions prior to being able to do anything to your snake, and the amount of time that it would take to farm those 2 medallions will probably mean that the game's kind of like ruined that snake that you built anyway. But what do I know? I've never played a video game. Surely they know what they're doing, eh? I just thought I'd use the opportunity to introduce a few phrasal verbs, idioms to you. And I think I'm going to keep doing this. I think it's a really good way to relate certain elements of English to things that people have an interest in. I'm assuming the people that watch my content are interested in Path of Exile, probably playing it themselves to some degree. I've got some heavy belts and some chance shards that we're going to use together and see if we can wangle a headhunter. That's another word for you. Wangle. Wangle is, I think it's slang. I don't know how to explain it. So like if you get something, if you manage to sweet talk your way into getting something, or wangle, slang, meaning. Let's see if Google can give us a better. Yeah, if you persuade somebody to give you something, or if you've obtained something in an underhanded way, then that's wangle something. And so, you know, if we can wangle headhunter from these chance shards and these belts. It's like being very lucky. What's your build like? And your build's really good. My wolf for the moment, Daniel, is excellent. Is very competent. This build feels very strong. I would say something like my wolf slaps. You know, to say something, it slaps. You know, how's a wolf? It slaps. It just sounds, I don't know, it just makes, it's just an odd thing to say, isn't it? The meaning of the word slap, in its literal sense, is to hit something. So, you know, that tickles me, that the original word slap is to physically hit an object, like slap a bottom, or slap somebody around the face, or even slap a paper on the table like a newspaper. But then there's like a less common meaning to the word slap, which is you can slap on some makeup. It's when you do something really carelessly, like slap on some makeup, slap on a lick of paint. You know, you've got that definition. Then you've got another one, which is to slap up, which is like when something is, how would you explain this? It means that something's first rate. It's normally used with food. So, you know, I went to the restaurant and had a slap up meal. It means that the meal was excellent. It was a really lavish or excellent first class meal. But you slapped it up, like you ate it fast and you loved every second of it. To go to a restaurant and have a slap up meal, or slapped up my food, it means to eat something really quickly. So there's all these different ways to use the word slap in English. And now, just to go back to full circle, you've got my wolf slaps. Yeah, and it doesn't mean like it physically hits something. I mean, it does, but that's not what it means. Yeah, it means that it's like excellent, it's top notch, it's like first class, it hits hard. And I love it. I just love that phrase, and I just love how versatile the word slap is in English. So yeah. For example, I shove my foot on means I quit. I've never heard that, Daniel. Shove my foot on. Are you translating from Romanian there? Yeah, Romanian is full of those words. Ah, yeah, you are right. Sorry, I just read the top comment. Yes. I shove my foot on. Well, in English, so in Romanian, you might say I shove my foot on, but in English, you might say I put my foot down. It doesn't necessarily mean that you quit something, but it means that you've made a decision and you're sticking with that decision. So, you know, you might have, like if you've got kids, they might be like, oh, please, I want to get this, I want to get this, I want to get this. And it's like, no, put my foot down, you're not having it. So you're not quitting, you're just saying, right, that's it, I've made a decision, you're not having it, yeah? But you could use it in this context as well, Daniel. You could say, you know, right, put my foot down, I'm not playing anymore, yeah? So it's similar. Yeah, so I want to do things like that, and I want to make little shorts from my lives where we talk about different idioms, collocations, you know, phrasal verbs, oxymorons, all of it, all of the good stuff. You know, it's going to be for advanced English, and I think from what I've, you know, seen over the past 3 months, most people that play are going to be upper intermediate to advanced English learners.